Right, well I think that the Walsall Art Gallery is absolutely iconic in Walsall, and if the people of Walsall lose it, it'll be absolute travesty, not just for Walsall but for the West Midlands and the country as a whole.
We're here because we want to challenge national government and its funding restrictions on this fantastic town of Walsall. In particular, we're using the fact that we are outside the most extraordinary art gallery, one of the finest in the country, which is actually threatened with closure because of the kind of cuts that are being forced on its local council. Indeed, its local council is being blamed for actually carrying out the dirty work of a government that is reducing funding in this town. Now, this town, Walsall, is the third poorest town in the country. The country is the sixth richest country in the world. And they are treating the people of Walsall, not just the artists, not just the musicians, the writers, the people that have come here today to gather to show their protest, but the people requiring care, the families of children with special educational needs who are having their transport taken away and being told, oh, it's good for your children.
I'm here because I absolutely adore Walsall Art Gallery, and I think it's just terrible that they're going to close it along with the Leather Museum and the library. There'll be nothing left for the people of Walsall, and I think people should come out and protest very strongly against the cuts that are being made in Walsall. I just think it's wrong.
The people who use the libraries as somewhere to get resources because they can't afford to do that from home, being told actually closing all the libraries so that you come into the centre will be good for your health. Now, if that's the kind of terminology, what's actually happened here is we decided, why is this all happening as though nobody cares? So we just put out an idea that we would do a little bit of a presentation of what makes Walsall great, what makes it tick. But you know, it's a risk. So I'm standing here now with a heart that's beating strongly because I've found people coming today, especially here in the freezing cold in December, to protest against national funding cuts. Undoubtedly, this is not about trying to do anything to put blame on local politicians whose arms are so far up their backs that they actually are going to require treatment in the National Health Hospital down the road that the government's also cutting funding to.
We're here today to try and help save our mental health services. We're here to represent Broadway North Centre in particular.
The Recovery College.
Recovery College. We had a respite and crisis centre which Walsall Council had a few cutbacks a few years ago, and have already took our crisis and respite beds off us, but now they want to take our recovery college away from us for people who've got mental health issues and want to be in college while they're in recovery.
Yeah, I came to the Broadway North back in July 2002, so I've used the service for 14 years. Saved my life, and our day centre's been under threat for 2 years now, which is not good. The local hospital we've got for mental health problems is the Dorothy Pattison. If that unit's full, people could have to travel hundreds of miles away to get a bed. But the Recovery College helps people, not just like me and my friend Wendy. You don't mind me saying your name, do you?
No.
But it's helping people, younger people with mental health problems who are just coming into the system to get help and advice and somewhere to go to talk. This centre is vital and it should not be closed down.
So what you've got here is the beginning of something quite extraordinary. One of the most deprived towns in Britain is saying categorically, not just the artists, not just the people who are seen as people who have got a lot of mobility and security, but the people of a town that's been hit by cut after cut after cut are saying, we are all in this battle. You in London are getting this wrong, and the fight back begins here. I'm thrilled by this turnout. This is an extraordinary day in the history of this town. Now we want to see this art gallery operate. It's got a priceless collection that belongs to the people of Walsall. If they shut the doors on that art gallery, it will still cost as much to run the art inside because it has to be protected in special conditions. It is a requirement of the town to look after that, but the doors will be bolted, shut against the Walsall people who actually own those paintings, those artefacts. Now, if you think it's okay for some distant national group of extremely wealthy people who never come to this town to badmouth us, to close down some of the cultural provision of a great town, if you think that's okay, well, I'm deeply sorry for anyone who believes that what the Tory austerity strategy is doing to this country is anything other than an absolutely devastating perfect storm, and the people of Britain should wake up. And here in Walsall tonight, amazingly, they're beginning to. Fabulous.
Gator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. Be a rock and roll bitch for you. Shut your mouth up.